test myself, but anyway, that's just me. If you are a gamer, you're probably more familiar than I am with video ads that pop up midway during one of your favourite games. But while you may not like them, these ads are necessary if you want to keep playing your favourite games. According to Zenith Media, global mobile ad spending is expected to grow by a third this year, driving the bulk of ad spend. Let's bring in Zain Jaffer now, CEO and founder of mobile ad startup Vungle. Zain, lovely to see you.
Good to be here.
You're backed by Google Ventures, Crosslink, Tomvest Ventures as well. But Facebook and Google absolutely dominate online ad spending. So how do you crack that market and what are you offering?
I think the app economy is something that's profound, right? If you look at how big it is, apps are coming out of nowhere and are just disrupting and displacing large traditional companies. And really, there's three types of companies that are succeeding in today's space, right? Your first type of company is a company that's app-focused, mobile-first, folks like, Didi, Grab, and then, the big giants, right? The Googles, the Facebooks, the Alibabas, the Tencents, the Baidus, and then the large traditional companies that have made mobile a core offering, the banking apps, the airline apps, those guys are really surviving. When it comes to Vungle, we're just laser focused on video and applications. And we have been at the forefront of performance marketing, which is very different to your traditional advertising.
Let's talk about that,
Yes.
performance marketing, because you're in the business of in-app video ads. And you can measure whether those ads actually bring in users who actually open the app and spend money. Are they then?
Absolutely. What's wrong with traditional marketing is that it's full of vanity metrics, right? Metrics like CPMs or CPCs. I even consider an install to be a vanity metric.
It's alphabet soup. So to the layman,
absolutely is.
What does that stand for?
CPM essentially stands for how much you spend per 1,000 impressions, which is how traditional marketing is measured. It's broken, it's inefficient.
It's an unreliable indicator.
It's unreliable. What advertisers should be caring about is how much money they make. So we were the first to pioneer CPI advertising, cost per install advertising for video ads. And I felt that wasn't good enough. Because you can capture so much data from mobile phones, you can see everything the consumer does. Our advertisers actually send us consumer events every time someone opens the app, every time they complete an event like a tutorial, or they add something to their shopping cart, or how much they spent. So we've got this new model. It's called ROAS, Return on Ad Spend. An advertiser comes, sets a target, like I want 10% of my money back within 7 days. They set that, and boom, AI does all the work, and we go generate them the installs. That's what you can do with the power of applications.
I think that's fascinating. So in many ways, what you can do effectively and put simply is that you can follow the money trail.
Absolutely, yes.
Through ad spending via the app platform. Where is it going then?
The app economy is exploding. You've seen unicorns pop out of nowhere. It's now a race for every company to be relevant in this ecosystem. Last year we had about $1.3 trillion in spend in the app economy. That's going to grow almost 5x to $6.3 trillion by 2021. And a lot of that growth is actually going to come from Asia. Companies now want to get in front of consumers. The average spend per consumer is increasing significantly too. We are going to see consumers spend almost double to $1,008 by 2021. So it's a race for companies to get promoted and get in front of consumers.
And are you using big data and are you using the blockchain to try and really draw out and extract that data and look at those trends?
Big data.
Is that part of the process?
Big data is absolutely critical. You cannot survive in this ecosystem if you don't have data. You're getting bombarded with data signals everywhere. And in our industry, it's the company that can deliver that ad at the right time, at the right place, and has real technology. That's the company that will survive and thrive. And in our case, we've done very well on that side.
Transparency issues. Are
Yes.
consumers okay with their personal details and their spending patterns being publicised? And maybe I'm not characterising it in the right way, but in an era where there is so much emphasis on security and online theft, etc., how do you get round that perception?
I think those are the exact problems that the desktop world has, because you are tying personal device IDs to proprietary information, such as where you live, what your email address is. That stuff doesn't really happen in the mobile ecosystem, at least not the way we do it. You're really focusing on the device ID itself, and it's completely anonymized. You're actually learning patterns of human behavior. For example, you have a user in Vietnam on a specific device ID, right? What are the characteristics of that device? And what if devices like that got on to spend inside of the app economy, and what type of ad will they react to mostly? So it's really more about the device ID, and consumer privacy is not really an issue in the app economy because it's fully anonymized. We don't stitch data together from different sources like you do on the desktop side.
Competition. You're up against AppLovin. I hope I've said that correctly. China's private equity just picked up a majority stake for $1.4 billion. Why do I go to Vungle and not AppLovin?
Look, I think this industry is huge. We all have different focuses, right? In our case, we're fully focused on video, and video is the future of how people consume content, and that's what we've built from the very beginning, and that's our differentiation. I actually see a larger competition being the whole advertising ecosystem overall. eMarketer predicts that the advertising industry will be worth $748 billion by 2021. Here's the profound thing about the app economy, right? The app economy will be $201 billion. That's not taking dollars away from existing channels. The app economy isn't taking away money from TV, from newspapers, from print. It's brand new money, because the types of people that are advertising are other apps. Never in history has there been a situation where a new app launches and within 2 years they've achieved unicorn status, are extremely profitable, and they're out competing the likes of P&G, Nissan, Toyota, who make up what we see as traditional advertising. In our case, 95% of our revenue comes from other apps advertising, which is a profound trend that the industry hasn't really seen before.
It always goes to prove that there's always an app for that, isn't there? Zain,
Thank
lovely.
you so much.
Thank you very much indeed for that, sir. Zain Jaffer there, CEO and founder of Vungle. Lots more in the final hour of Squawk. Taiwan, Singapore and Malaysia during the trading day ahead. We'll bring you those opening numbers in 2 minutes.